The Vario Reversible Dual-Time Gunmetal Blue Watch. Now, this by no means isn't a new release. In fact, roughly about a year off from when it was mostly reviewed by others. But I won this timepiece by attending the Philly Watch Show in September when entering into a raffle, so I figured why not showcase the Art Deco aesthetic style watch on my channel as its anniversary approaches. Plus, I admire the watches done by this independent brand, giving us a nice range of style and value in their timepieces. Simply putting it, Vario watches are usually works of art and fun, and oftentimes both. Now, this is an extremely affordable alternative to the JLC Reversal and the Cartier Tank when price is compared. Kicking things off, the watch hugs the wrist with a vegan black leather strap that's 20 millimeters in width and tapers down to a 16 millimeter, with either a deployment clasp that is signed with the company name at the adjustment clip, or you can swap out for a more standard buckle style that is also polished and signed, and is additionally provided. The strap is very supple and also offers a quick release function at the lug. And let's not forget that Vario is well known for their quality straps and have plenty of options to offer you on their website, which is a great thing to know considering you have to match 2 dials to this watch at the end of the day. Now, normally we go from the strap to the case back, but in this case there isn't an official case back for this watch, being that the dial is a dual watch face back to back. But if I was forced to choose from the 2 sides, I would say that the black dial could be considered, being that that side has the screws to open up the case on its side. The watch is double crowned, individually setting the time to its corresponding dial, recognized at the 12 o'clock position for orientation, which gives us the ability to track 2 time zones independently. And I give recognition to Vario for taking the time to sign both of the crowns, adding details to them despite not being able to visibly appreciate this when the inner case is flush with the outer case. The case shape, of course, is primarily rectangular, but from the side profile we get a double layer cake look. Horizontal brushing on the sides and polishing at the top of the lugs, framing around the case's profile. Looking at the center of the case, we find a central pivot on each side that allows for the entire inner case to spin over easily. Additionally, it's also secured with spring-loaded ball bearings, locking it into place when a desired dial reaches its destination. The bezel, primarily polished with a brushed middle section casing the watch, and it sits separately from its outer shell, which gives the watch a step-up representation of a traditional bezel. And at this angle of the inner case, you can also spot those small spring-loaded ball bearings that secure the watch in place as you rotate it. Protecting the dial, we get a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating on both faces in its inner side. And speaking of the dials, Vario has stated that both of them are enameled. Both sides of the dials can easily be considered dressy, one more so than the other. A solid blue colorway with more of a minimalistic look, featuring polished thin silver hands, and the other a black sector dial color featuring white hour and minute hands, both having printed hour and minute markers and absent of a ticking second hand. Now, we're not getting any nocturnal adaptation, aka loom, anywhere on either dials or on the watch for that matter. Now, here are a few things to note for the watch going into it. Both crowns were a little difficult for me to interact with. I'm only able to pull it up with my nail, and for the first and only position, I barely noticed the sliding and clicking to the first position. In addition, I also found it strange turning the crown to set the time, so I'm guessing I'm glad that this is in fact a quartz movement. That way, you're not required to really interact with the crowns too often. Another common thing that I found between reviews, and it's something that I agree on, is that the watch is sitting a little bit too thick. Because it's more used for a dressing type of watch, it is 12 millimeters thick, and that is a little unconventional when you're looking for something to slip under the cuff. Now, you're not capable of switching the watch face when wearing the watch, and if you do so, the underside crystal will be smudged by making contact from your wrist. But to be fair, I often find myself wiping down the crystals to my watches periodically regardless. Battery changes will be more involved than a standard quartz watch, with the need to first detach that inner case from the central pivot and then splitting the main case into 2. Luckily, the movement only requires a battery change every 6 years, and Vario has made a detailed video on how to go about it. But with all of that out of the way, overall, I really can't appreciate what Vario has done here with this timepiece. It's a pleasure to operate the face swap, and it's incredible that Ivan was able to come up with this reversible work of art mechanism for the affordable Target collector. Now, being completely transparent with you guys, this timepiece in particular will be going to my brother-in-law, who did in fact attend that Philly show with me. The case shape, the size and style is just right up his alley, and when I entered the raffle, I told him that if I did in fact win the watch, I would love to offer it to him as a memento for the first watch show that we attended together. So let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on this timepiece below. Is it a style for you? Should Vario do a vintage steel bracelet for the watch? And for the algorithm gods, like, comment, subscribe, and if you have a little bit more time, check out the review I did on the Vario Navi Single Hand. And please don't forget, no matter how you decide to collect, you guys are all welcome on this channel. I appreciate you guys for checking out the review, and I'll see you in the next one.